I've been watching Olivia. I think somebody put me on Olivia a while ago. I'm like Olivia Miles, and then Brooke, you started talking about it. I was like, yeah, I've been watching her highlights, and if she gets even better with like the half court sets, I think that's why she went to TCU because Haley improved her game. And besides her beef with Hannah, which they try to say it wasn't there, but obviously it is. But she gets even better with like her half court sets because she also wanted to have the ball in her hand. You can't have 2 point guards playing together. That's why it was blowing me away. It's like, oh yeah, you can Skylar and Olivia can play together. No, Olivia said, no, I want to be the point guard. I'm a point guard. I'm not a shooting guard. I'm a point guard. Like, what I'm saying? Watching her games, I started watching a lot more of them games, and she talking trash. Like, to have somebody talk trash to the fans, and they was, because I forgot what game it was, and they was like, man, that wasn't a three. And she went back even further and turned to him and was like, that's a three. And then shot 2 more. I was like, oh yeah, get her, man. Get her. And then you hear Maddie saying, it's crazy. And what I'm saying, coming from Notre Dame, I was in Chicago almost every weekend. I guess I always say Chicago, my city, and now she's in Chicago. She ain't playing right now, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as she get Olivia Miles there. And I definitely believe it's rigged because they wanted Dallas. They wanted a smaller market team, just like the NBA. They want these small market teams to have superstars. You know what I'm saying? Look at Dallas. And then Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So, in Indiana. So they want these small market teams to have these superstars. And guess you already know who's gonna have the number 1 pick next year. Because they need to be. It's gonna be Dallas. They're gonna get the number 1 pick again. And they're gonna get Lauren Betts. And the number 2 pick will be Olivia Miles. It's gonna be Connecticut. Watch.
You think if Dallas have the ability to get AZ, they'll pass up on that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But they need a big though. They don't need a 2 guard. Well, you know what? They will pick AZ because that means Ricky Gunwale getting traded. Well, no. So that's my next question. Do you think Gunwale Enrique lasts the season?
I think they need to just go ahead and trade Camilla.
Dude, she looks so out of it. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna trade. See, Dallas ain't gonna trade for Kim. They're gonna want a bunch of picks. And Chicago, they just got some picks. They're not giving up their picks.
If I already listen, and I'm not saying this because this is how I feel. I'm saying this because this is the GMs we have. They don't care about the draft. They don't care about young players. So at this point, I'm putting picks in there. Not because that's how I feel. Again, I just told y'all what I would do earlier. I would build on a slowly, like OKC. That's how I would build it. But if I got to think how they think, I just throw the picks in there. Fuck it.
I don't think they're trading a Connecticut pick, man. That Connecticut pick too valuable.
I didn't think they was trading the number 3 pick this year.
I think they traded because they knew Olivia Miles wasn't coming out.
Maybe
because shortly after that she said she wasn't coming out.
I'm going off of what Ms. Goody Two Shoes is saying that Jeff P keeps saying. That's all I'm doing. I'm not running the team like I'm the GM, right? I'm running the team like Jeff P is the GM, and I'm just going off of his track record. So listen, I would keep the picks, me personally, but Jeff P, I don't know if that's what he would do.
So if you, I don't think they still start Haley. I think they keep bringing off the bench, and because you got to have somebody can score off the bench. So let's say that does happen, and they get Olivia next year. You think a lineup of Olivia at the 1, Ariel at the 2, Sifka at the 3. Nah, she'd be a rookie. You think they'll start her?
I don't think Sif is gonna play the 3. I think Sifka came in to be somebody replacement. Remember I said that before.
Nah, she's a 3. Nah, she's a 3. She's like a 3-4, but she'll be a 3.
She's a 4, but I think she have 3 skills. Like she could play the 3. She's more of a 4 though.
Yeah, when Jeff they were talking about it, they said she's a big wing. So remember, I think they want her on the wing.
Chad again, Ms. Goody Two Shoes.
Expansion draft, does Sifka get protected?
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't draft her for Tom protect her. Yeah.
I don't think they have to protect her, right? Because I think the people, again, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, she's not even under contract yet. Yeah, you're right.
I think the people you have to protect is free agents, right?
No, but they can take people. No. They can take your rights to something. You have to give them a list of everybody.
Right.
So it's people that
But I
you
think
have the rights
the
to.
only people they could take was the. And again, I could be misremembering. This was a few months ago, but I'm trying to remember correctly. I think they only could take unrestricted free agents.
No, they could take
No.
anybody.
Oh, okay.
Like matter of fact, if they had like the year Candace retired, and when she was unrestricted free agent, they could have drafted her. That's how it goes within 2 years of retirement. They can literally grab one unrestricted, say one of your free agents and core them if they're able to be cored. So I think because the only one under contract next year for Chicago is basically their rookies. Is Angel, Camilla, Adriel, and Maddie. And then you have your 2 picks of Kuchibali, what's her name? And Arika and Sifka. So that'll be their 6.
We gotta look it up because I remember people kept thinking restricted free agents they could take too, and they couldn't touch restricted free agents.
They can't take restricted.
Right. So I remember it was It was something about unrestricted free agents.
Yeah.
They can take who you have rights to too, because that happened to Chicago. They took somebody
Maria
that they had
Condé.
rights to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was different because, like y'all said, that person wasn't on the route. Like that person was somebody overseas that just never came over. I don't think that's gonna be Sifka. I think Sifka's gonna.
But it's happening at the end of this year, though. So like it'll be this season. The 2 teams are coming.
I get what you said.
For next
it'll
season.
be after the season, right? It'll be during free agency.
Yeah, it's gonna be in December.
Yeah, it's after the free season. It's gonna be in free agency.
Expansion draft is in December.
Yeah, so they have rights to Sifka, but it'll be before the season starts, so they can take those rights if they want her.
Okay, I
if
see
she's
what you're
not
saying.
protected.
I see what you're saying. You're right. It's gonna be before the season starts, so it's gonna be after the season, but before the next season starts. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. Do they protect her? I don't know. I mean, I think they will have to because I think they want her on the roster.
Yeah.
So I think they will have.
I mean, because they only got because you only protect your rookies.
She'll be one of the people they protect. I think. So to answer your question, yeah, I think so. Good question. Yeah, that was a good question. I think so.
I don't. You think Michaela comes back? I know. I believe Ariel is because you're not trading that player and not resigning her. You already had an agreement that she resigned.
I think it's difficult.
Michaela resigned.
I think it's difficult to predict what happens next season because next season is so unique in sports in general.
It's gonna be chaotic, man. Yeah.
I never experienced a season where everybody's a free agent in sports. So like we just gotta kind of look, a couple
happened in 1998.
I was going to say it's been a while, but yeah, it happened before.
I was a baby then. But listen, it was a
98.
I wasn't a baby,
Well,
but I wasn't
99
I wasn't paying attention to basketball like I'm paying attention now. Is what I'm saying. But
I was.
But then what's the point I'm making? Because I kept
He's talking
stopping.
about the expansion draft.
Oh, this is what I was done.
Michaela.
No, I got it. This was gonna be the point I was gonna make. A couple things gonna happen next year, right? Things that we not even expecting because everybody took them out. Oh, we're gonna lose players, or we're gonna lose. You sign them for 1 year, we're gonna lose. You gotta realize players still gotta sign somewhere. Everybody still gotta be on the team. So we don't know what is gonna be the plan. Some players might sign back with their team, right? Some players might be like Seattle is where I want to be, or Vegas is whatever. So you're gonna have some players that go back to their team, so that takes their team off the board. You're gonna have some players that switch teams. You're gonna have some players that talk to each other like, "Hey, you want to play together? Yeah, I want to play. Bang. Let's go out here to Phoenix or whatever. You know what I mean? Wherever. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like we don't know. So next year is so unprecedented. Unless we want to go back and look at 1999 as a sample size and see what happened in 1999. Next year is so unprecedented. Everybody assuming players is just gonna leave. everybody might not leave. We don't know what's gonna like everybody. People talking about Chicago Sky like, oh, you gonna sign her and lose her. Yeah, what if you sign her and lose her, but then sign somebody better? You get what I'm saying? You might sign somebody better than the person that you so worried about losing. So it's like we don't know what's gonna. Everybody expecting the worst. The worst is gonna happen. At the end of the day, all these players got to sign back to a team. You just got to hope you in the merry-go-round, and you got to hope that you got to hope when the music stops, that some of those players sat down on your team. You get what I'm saying, and you able to now go forward, because at the end of the day, we know we're gonna have Angel still. If there's no trade, we still gonna have Camilla. We still gonna have our rookies, right? We know we're going to have those players that's under contract. So now what we need to be focusing on is who, if we want to be in win now mode, who are the players that we need to now change the course of our franchise, right? Because right now, what Jeff P did this year, we can all agree ain't it. And what we had last year wasn't it. So now we got to hope whatever we end up with in 2026 could be a total different roster, because everybody's a free agent. We got to hope that team is win now mode. You get what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, though. Everybody, that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted Jeff to keep the picks, because everybody's not going to be a free agent. People keep saying it like everybody's going to be a free agent, but everybody's not going to be a free agent. None of the whoever was a rookie within the last 4 years,
it's still going to be on their teams.
It's still going to be on.
And then you got a handful of vets that didn't. Like it's just a handful of them that contracts go past next year. Yeah,
you got some vets and some sophomores or some players that were out the league that just came in and just happy for a contract and they signed a 2-year deal or whatever. There's a lot of players that are under contract through next season. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be like just, oh, everybody is a free agent and then you got to reshuffle the whole day. Nah, that's not really what's happening. That was a possibility, but it didn't turn out that way. Because even this year, this prior offseason, there was a lot of players that instead of signing a 1-year deal, they signed like a 2-year deal. A lot of players did that.
There's like 3 or 4.
Don't ask me why they did it.
Yeah, I will say the majority of the league still is going to be free agents.
Yeah, like Lexi Brown, Kalani Brown, McCowan. There's a few players that did that.
Oh my goodness, bro! Good players. Why you gotta mention the trash players? Yeah.
You said them the ones that signed those extended deals. Them the ones that did it. It's not like 3 or 4 players.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Why you don't?
Only one I know off the top of my head was Lexi Brown, but I know it was a couple more that.
Yeah, Tierra and Kalani signed 2-year deals last year.
But see, that's why
2-year
I think
extensions.
it was bad business for Jeff to, and maybe he didn't say it like that, right? Maybe he got quoted that way. But if I'm a free agent and I'm a big name, I'm now thinking, right? And that's in addition to how vets already view the Chicago Sky. If I'm a big name, I'm going to think to myself, you'll drop an article like that about me.
That's why I said Jeff be doing some good moves and then some bad moves. Because I know people don't, this is going to tie into what you just said, Miss Goody Two-Shoes. A lot of people don't like the Elizabeth signing, but I saw that as a great move from Jeff.
I like it.
Yeah, it was a good look optics wise, because what that's showing is that you're not willing to just give up on a player and throw them away just because they got injured. He signed her back before he even knew if she could play or not. That was a good show of faith that you have trust in your players, and you're just not gonna use them up and just throw them away. So that was a good look. But then Jeff had to go ahead and mess it up. That's
a good point, Mo.
Jeff had to go ahead and mess it up with this garbage stuff. Like going back to Ms. Goody Two Shoes point that she just made just now. One good move followed by a terrible move.
Mm-hmm. But look, that's a good point, Mo. But I like it for a different reason. I just like it for the simple fact that I think she can help Angel and Camilla. She's a good vet for my young bigs, right? And even Angel said it today in the press conference. She was giving Tina Thompson love. She was saying Tina Thompson is a vet that yada yada.
Tina
helps,
Charles.
Thank you, Tina Charles helps. But she was like, even E Will has some of those Tina Charles qualities. The way Tina Charles get her hook shot off. She said E Will is a player I watch and try to learn from. To your point also earlier, Mo3, when you said she plays differently with E Will out there. So that's why I like the E Will signing, because it's like you gotta have, in the same way like Ari Atkins made me love her the other day. I was like, you know what? I'm a fan of that trade. Even though I was killing it for basketball reasons, I don't like giving up the number 3 pick. The fact that you have that type of vet on her team. I mean, Angel has Ariel as that type of vet on her team. I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you need people like that to give you peace of mind when you coming to work. You know what I mean? Coming to work.
Yeah, even on the Kumpo, like that tweet requoted, like that's what I'm talking about.
On the Kumpo, a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Outside of the WNBA, they was like a bunch of, like you said, NBA players, like a bunch of people was like, that's a vet, and that's respect. That's respect, man. And you could tell Ariel didn't do it to sound good. Like she meant what she was saying. She was like, yo.
Yeah, look on her face. She was like, what you just say to her? Yeah. She was like, wait, how old are you? 23. She's like, hold on, let me say something real quick. She's like, can I say something? And then it just kept, who y'all talking to? Like, just keep it about basketball. Yeah, asking her dumb stuff about, oh, did you see that tweet about outside? Man, keep this about basketball. Like she's lost. Y'all see she's trying to keep it together. And she know everybody just gonna blame her for every L, even had nothing to do with her. Man, that's actually a true vet. I saw Ariel face. She looked so disgusted. Like, what you just say? Like, hey, how? Like, it's a 23. Y'all come with that nonsense. What's wrong with y'all? I'm glad she checked it. Everybody love that.
One thing, because we killing these vets on the court as they should be, but one thing I am gonna give these vets though, Miss Goody Two Shoes, I'm gonna give them credit off the court, because I do feel like they are good vets, right? I feel like, because when I watch them in the locker room and I watch how they are with each other, I do feel like they're good vets. It's things I don't like I see on the basketball court, and it's things that we can critique on the basketball court. But whether we talking about Kia Nurse or Rachel Banham or E Will or any of these other vets, I feel like it's a good environment in the locker room. I just wish they was I wish they would have tried to build this environment with a Chennedy Carter involved, opposed to just alienating her, because I feel like she would have made the team better, right? Like when you take a look at the Pacers, right? I don't know how familiar a lot of y'all with the 2004 Pacers that had Steven Jackson on it, that had Ron Artest on it, that had Jermaine O'Neal on it, Reggie Miller, all these guys. These guys got reputations, right? But you had a vet like Reggie Miller in that locker room that kept everybody in line, and it was a goal and things of that nature. So my point is saying is, it's ways to have people with personalities. That's to Mo's 3-point earlier of, I'm not humble and I make people feel away. It's ways to put them in check, right? You bring in somebody that's a vet that could put them in check and say, listen, this is what we playing for. We playing for this. We not playing for this. We playing for this. We playing for the name not the name. You know what I mean? And then that player also falls in line. We've seen it with other players who had egos and added whatever it is you want to say. So I just wish they would have built that culture with a Chennedy Carter involved, instead of saying we're gonna build it without you. But those vets are
that would definitely improve this thing.
Those vets are good vets off the court, but on the court,
I bet
it's a lot. No, I'm done. I just want to sometimes you want to make sure people ain't missed the point. I want to make sure I
on the court, off the court. Yeah,
those are good vets off the court for Angel, but on the court, I don't know.
Chemistry is. I think it's a building of chemistry and binding to the system on the court. Hopefully, it continues to get better if they can't make a move. But like you're saying, I would like to see it built with Chennedy too. I think it was just a bad match. Tyler probably couldn't Didn't think he would probably handle her. That would actually improve this team.
Jeff P.
I think it would.
To Miss Goody Two Shoes' point, let's keep the blame on Jeff P.
Yeah, Jeff P.
It's Jeff P, man.
So hey, he gonna have to. It would be. I don't think it would happen, but it would be. Let's never say never. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. You know what I'm saying? We're like, hey, let's get Chennedy on the phone. Let's go ahead and have this conversation with Mojo. Like, you gotta have somebody lined up. If you do that, you gotta have somebody lined up to take that spot. Like,
I don't want to keep your thought, Nate, because I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to say this real quick. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, did I hear somewhere, or am I might be misremembering, but did I hear somewhere that Jeff P got like his start from Kurt Miller or something like that? They had some type of relationship in the past.
No.
James Wade.
James Wade. James Wade.
That's where you see what I'm saying with the connections, because Kurt Miller don't like, or I ain't gonna say how he feels about Chennedy, but he was one of the. He blackballed her first before Chicago did, right? When he went to Atlanta, then he help me if I'm wrong, because I'm
LA.
Because I learned it was LA. Okay,
I was in LA.
LA. So I learned these things. I heard it was in Atlanta though. So I heard that he took over in Atlanta. I know it happened in LA too. It happened twice. It happened in Atlanta and LA. But I heard
he's never been in Atlanta.
Okay. So it must have been LA. So it must have been somebody
he's in Connecticut for years.
Somebody else I heard.
But to your point, Brooklyn, I think that they swung a little bit over to the wrong side, right? Number one, if Chennedy knows how good she is and she tells people, you think she's gonna respect these people on the roster? Rachel Banner?
Hell no.
No.
Right.
Definitely not Rachel Banner. Rachel Banner.
So that could be a whole thing in the locker room. But I also think that Jeff P went for personality hires rather than people who could actually ball. So he swung all the way to the left just because he felt like was an issue last season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Everybody's nice.
And he thought it was going to work. Back to the ego thing.
Yes, everybody's nice, but they're not a win now team.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was saying was,
hey Nate, I was about to say, because I cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off.
And Brooklyn famous for, I ain't trying to cut you off, but I'm trying to cut you off.
But usually if I say that, I try to keep it what I'm saying short. I try to keep it short. But yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah, you do that. No, I would say never say never. I would, we all hope this will happen. May not, but I'm not gonna say never say never. But like I said, you gotta have, like when in Indiana did that, they had a player lined up. Like you still have players have to agree. But you also gotta be like, hey, look, we can't keep you on the roster. We're about to work out a payment. But you have to have somebody lined up. But also, even if you can get Chennedy on the phone and agree to come back, she's already said, I want to get paid. I want high figures. I want, you know what I'm saying? So if you be like, hey, look, let's get you back in the league. Let's get you, because I don't know what the cap situation look like and what the buyout would be for Mojo, because she's making 140, I believe, 145. So if you like, hey, we'll pay you 95 to go away, the rest of that still counting against the cap. So I don't know what will be left, and you can arrange, even if, like, all right, Kenny, we'll give you, well, what will be left? 100? 95? I think about 100 left on the cap, because
he gave Kia Nurse a lot of money too, though.
How much you get Kia?
I don't think Chennedy would go for that.
I think she in 120.
Well, you never know. I mean, she out the league right now. If she, I think she would, because she's not in the league right now. So, and the Sky back, they still on national TV. So you still want to prove, like, hey, look, I know you want to come back and say, hey, y'all couldn't do it without me, but she has to be humble. Like, hey, I appreciate the opportunity again.
But that's what I'm saying. Kennedy is not that humble.
Both Mariah and Kia got 145.
Jesus. Rebecca Allen making 160? Oh, what she was traded for. Is Courtney still count? She's suspended for the year, ain't she? Because she injured. That still count against the cap?
I don't know how it works. I would think so. She still, I think she
Yeah,
still gets the
she's
money.
still there. She
Yeah.
just can't play. They still got to pay her.
All right, so they still got to pay her, but their roster spot is not occupied. So they would have to. Black man be the one dissing Angel. Yeah, that's true.
Gamble,
They
what's up,
clowns.
brother? What's going on, Gamble?
So if you, so what they did, how much was Katie Lou making before they bought her? She was making like 185 or something like that, right?
Yeah, she was on the max.
And then they paid out like 70% of that. They gave her like almost like a 85, almost 100,000 to go away. Or 120,000, I think, 110.
Yeah, but
Ooh,
but
I'm
she
not
only
seeing
agreed to it like Brooklyn said. She only agreed to it because she already had a roster spot lined up. She was not going to go for that if she ain't have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why Mariah not. I'm pretty sure they had that conversation with Mariah, but she knows she ain't got a spotlight. Yeah, that's me. Because she went right to Seattle. That's what I was saying. She knew what she was going. So she's like, all right, cool, I'll go to Seattle, but she wanted to be injured. That was messed up. Achilles injury. As soon as before she even started the game, I think in practice she tore Achilles. Man, what's that? Seattle people tearing their Achilles. What's going on over there? Katie Lou, Nikki Mule. I know she was overseas, and Jordan Horse and all got torn Achilles, ACL tears. Like my God.
Y'all heard Lexi Brown. I don't know if it was actually bullying or it was a misunderstanding, but they said Lexi Brown is the reason why.
No, she said it.
Lee LaRue wanted to be traded because she said she was being bullied because Lexi said that
she said it out her own mouth though. She put her in LA. Yeah, she did it in LA, and then they both got traded to the Storm. She wanted to get away from her. And you said she, and then trying to say, Chicago don't got no passing bigs. Like, what do you think Angel is? What? She a clown. But I would love to see it. Now that would improve this team getting rid of Mojo and bringing Kennedy in.
This was what you was asking Nate about the cap.
Okay, let me see. What's that say? Available 1.4. I can't say it. So only 56,000. Jesus. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
No.
$56,000 in cap space. Because even if they do Mojo a buyout of like 85,000, the rest of that's still going against the cap. So they'll get like an $85,000 relief, but the rest going against the cap. So I mean that will get some room, but I don't know if Kennedy will take that.
This is a hot mess.
Yeah, it is. I would love to see her back on this team with Ariel. You know what I'm saying? And improved. I would, you know what I'm saying? I would love to see her with this squad. I don't think she'll do anything crazy again on fever games.
I know Kennedy's sitting back right now, laughing their ass off, like,
Yeah, you don't notice.
I mean, not really, because she's still not in the league.
Yeah, but I don't think she's worried about it because she's literally chilling in Mexico, right? Like I see her working out, whatever the case may be. And then, hey Al, what's going on, T. Camilla? I see her chilling in Mexico, and then she'll put a live out just looking at the camera like, come on, dog, you gotta know it with that man. And then she just put out a message a week ago talking about when people do evil or something like that. She said, karma comes back.
That was when
that's what I'm saying with the sneak dissing.
Got blown out. Yeah, they got blown out by 30.
Yeah.
No, that's when Vandersloot got hurt. They like soon they put out that she was out for the year, then she put that out. That's why I'm like, come on now. Courtney didn't do nothing to you. What they got to do with you? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on,
Karma, right when the
hold on.
Sky put out that she was out for the year.
Yeah, but isn't that the game they lost by 30?
No, that they hadn't even played yet. That's when they said Salute was
No,
out
it
for
was
the
she
year.
got hurt. She got hurt in the game, and they got blown out in that game. What are you talking about?
Oh, oh yeah, no, that's yeah. I mean, that the tweet. Her tweet went out like 11 minutes after the Sky said she was out for the year. After they tweeted, you know,
Oh,
since
oh,
Courtney would be out for the year, and then like 11 minutes later, she put that tweet out.
good evening. What the? Oh, I keep forgetting she's in California.
Yeah, she do bring it on herself.
So basically, this roster's locked in unless there's a trade.
There we go. That's what
Nick,
I keep
Nick,
trying to
Nick,
tell people. And my thing is, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
land with this. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Um, we could make a trade, but if we gonna make a trade that's gonna significantly help this roster. Don't make a trade that's gonna put another band-aid, and we ain't gonna be that much better. We're gonna be pretty much just because
Yeah.
we had Courtney Vandersloot. It ain't you don't get that much better in point guards, right? You can't tell me Ari McDonald gonna make so much of a difference with us after we had Courtney Vandersloot.
Right.
So if you're gonna get somebody, get a star. Like go get the Kai Copper. I just told you how we could get her if that's if you know other teams want to be if Phoenix, you know, wants to participate. But go get a Kai Copper. Go get a. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care how people feel because I like her. Go get a Enrique because I feel like Enrique can help this team, right? Or put your pride aside. Go get a Kennedy Carter, right? Because I feel like Kennedy Carter can help this team. Or listen, I'm only saying this because I don't think the girl's a number one. I think she's a number 2 or a number 3, but I gotta give the girl credit because when she wanna make she one of the best shot makers in this league. I gotta give her credit. She inconsistent, but she can make a shot. Bring back Mabry. Fuck it. Yeah, I mean like those are the moves I feel like would be significant. Every other move would be like a minimal move, which I'm cool with making too. We're gonna get another young player and build them up, a la Harmony Turner, a la Deja Kelly. And we're gonna get another young player and build them up to be part of our core. Cool. Or even Ari McDonald because she should be on the roster. So if we're gonna get her to bring her, and we're gonna say you're gonna be part of our core going forward. Cool, but my thing is I'd much rather prefer a significant move than a ancillary move.